How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great. I want to shout out too, this is my friend Karina White. She's a real dope model from Australia, and yeah, we're doing some fashion shoots out here in London, and you know, just, I like to surround myself with people that are working, who are very inspired and kind of on the same path, you know what I mean? I think that that's very, it's very important.
You're a model, you're an actor, you're even a presenter. Tell us more about what you do and your latest projects.
I mean, basically, I got my career started. I would say I started first as an actor. So you know, when I first started, I was just doing what they call in America extra work, which means you're like in the background. So I never went to no formal school acting. So I started by doing extra work so I could use that to study the craft, learn the language, things that acting school could never teach you. So along that time, I had a regular job. I just graduated high school, and I actually got a part on a show where I had a pretty good role. So Tommy Hilfiger's company saw me on this show. They were looking for a model. I went in. I'd never modeled a day of my life. I had no expectations. It was a huge campaign. I booked the campaign, and from there, you know, I won 5 fashion awards that year, and the rest of my life, it was history. Yeah, so it was a blessing.
How long have you actually been in the industry?
About 15 years. Yeah, so I've been doing it for a long, long time.
What's your focus for 2015?
2015 is a very good time for me. What you can expect from me right now, I have a huge part on a TV show called Bones, which you guys have here on Sky TV. It's a very big show in America. It's been on for 10 years. And then some other projects you can expect from me in 2015. I have a show called Sangria Negra that's on the Dish Network, where I play like basically an ex-supermodel who now runs a modeling agency. And then a movie called Cross the Line with Ice-T and Vanessa Williams. I play the lead in that. It's kind of like Set It Off that was out years ago with Jada. And yeah, it's a real cool. It's like a modern day Set It Off. And then in America, I'm doing a show on the CW network, which I think you guys will probably get here. It's called the Hot Music Video Countdown. Yeah. And basically, it's like TRL was back in the day. TRL was a very popular show for 15 years, where it was just a video countdown show. We had all different celebrities on there. And then, you know, modeling for Boy London. And just my album, Mr. Fashion. We're gonna drop 4 singles and just 4 videos and just, you know, tour. I'm on tour right now and just push it.
So really, you're not messing around?
Nah. This year is a very big year for me, and it's really about focus. You know, I have the experience. I've been doing it for a long time, and I feel like with everybody's career, there comes a time where you're on that brink.
Yeah.
So that brink is where it's time for the explosion.
Time to fly.
Yeah, and I was having a private conversation with God the other day, and he just told me, he said, Sam, you've been putting in your time. I'm about to show you some things you never even knew were possible. So I just follow his lead every day, and I just do what I do.
Okay. So tell me, what inspires your creativity?
What inspires me, honestly, is the unknown.
Okay.
That's the #1, because I'm so blessed with my jobs where I never know what's gonna happen. So one day I get a call, yo, you gotta go do this runway in freaking Milan. Then the next day I'm on the red carpet interviewing Will Smith at the Oscars. Then the next day I'm in the studio with my producers, you know, Deany Boy and Brit Boy in London. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think the best thing about my life is the unknown. It's scary too, because this business is here, and I've had many times where I've hit rock bottom and work hasn't been, you know, flowing, and yeah, so, but at the same time, I always say, many are called, few are chosen. This business chose me. I didn't choose to be an entertainer. From the time I was born, this was God's gift for me to express to people, for me to share my experiences. So no matter how rough it gets, I always have to remind myself, some way, somehow, even when there's days where I'm down to my last penny, God finds a way, because he chose this for me. I didn't choose this. You know, it's deep. It's deep.
It must have been pretty mind-blowing for you, all this kind of happening at once and just throughout time.
Yeah, you know what? It is, but at the same time, it sounds kind of crazy, but I've always known in my world, since I was a kid, that I was gonna be a superstar. Not a star, a superstar, and I'll tell you why. When your purpose is bigger than just Sam, so my purpose is this, being a role model. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that. I'm huge on giving back to kids and spreading my word. So I always told God, I said, God, if you bless me and I can do what I do for a living and never have to punch a clock, this is what I'm gonna do for you. So when you have that deep connection with God, not to get all spiritual, but when you have that deep connection, it's bigger than Sam. So when he puts me up there, it's because of the promise I made to be a role model and to give back. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I've always known my destiny, because it was bigger than me.
So in that sense, what's your views and opinions on the music industry?
Right now,
Yeah.
I think the music industry sucks. And I'm being real, and that's because I'm from the old school. You know, I'm from the days of Big Daddy Kane, like De La Soul, like real hip hop. And even with R&B, I'm from the days of Jodeci, freaking Next, Total, like 112. So there's some singers now that are cool, but most of this hip hop I cannot relate to. I think most of the rappers suck. I think most of them aren't talented. I mean, you know, you got the Drakes. Drake is dope, Lil Wayne. But the guys that are just like, they're not saying nothing. And our young generation that's like her age, they're so, not her, because she's mature. They're so lost because it's like they just want dumb stuff. I mean, I'm just being real. Like, the more simpler it is, you know, the bigger hit you have. I was joking with my friend the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna make a rap song called I Gotta Doo-Doo. And in America, when you gotta go #2 and crap, it's called I Gotta Doo-Doo. And I said, I guarantee you, if I made a rap with a dope beat, and I was like, I gotta doo-doo, 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 I gotta doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Cause I doo-doo in the morning, I doo-doo at night. I doo-doo smell bad, and you know it ain't right. But I gotta doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. It would blow up. Because the young generation, the dumber it is, the more it blows up. I'm just being real.
So on that note, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Where I see myself 5 years' time is running Chosen One Entertainment Group, which is my production company. I see myself producing, as far as shows, movies, managing talent, my clothing line being I have a clothing line called Chosen One, and it's blowing up like crazy in America. It's like in 5 hot stores, 6 actually now. And then, I'm not allowed to say it, but in September, you're gonna see it in the biggest store in London. We're working on a deal with them. It just got accepted. So come 2015, you're gonna see my line everywhere in London. So yeah, it's really cool.
A lot going on for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So I hear you have an album coming out. When will it be available?
My album will be out in the fall on DJ Central Records, distributed by Sony Red worldwide. We drop in, it's called Mr. Fashion. And basically it's just, people don't know this, but I've been rapping. I started rapping before I did anything. So I've been rapping since I was a kid, and it's just like, you know, it's fun, top 40, fashion music, party music. But at the same time, I have conscious songs on there like Make It Through, you know, just because I'm about positivity. And I've been through a lot of struggles. So basically, when you hear my album, it's a representation of my life. So I always say, like, people like Kanye, Jay-Z, these guys rap about fashion, but they're in the front row at the Louis show. I'm in the Louis show. So I take fashion to a whole nother level. You get what I mean?
Got some deep things.
Yeah, so when I'm really rapping about Mr. Fashion and all these things, I've studied under the biggest designers, Ed Hardy, Tommy Hilfiger, you name it. These are all people that I've been in the trenches with. So I've studied the craft and everything about fashion. You know what I mean?
So what's been your inspiring moments in the music and fashion industry at present?
As far as fashion, what's inspired me is like seeing designers like a Ed Hardy, starting out very small, having a little office, turning into a $700, $800, $900 million company. That inspires me because I see what it took from the beginning. So that motivates me to know if I work hard, I got all the resources, why can't I do that for Chosen One? So that inspires me. And as far as music, I mean, even though there's a lot of music out there I don't think is hot, there's a lot of talented people that I do think are hot. You know, I love Trey Songz. Like I said, Drake, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. There's a lot of music that I love, you know? So that inspires me. Usher, huge Usher fan. So yeah, there's a lot of talented people out there.
What would you like to tell your fans and viewers? I'm sure you've got a lot to tell them.
Well, the message I would give them is no matter what you do, and that's the message behind Chosen One, we're all chosen. So be the best you that you can be. And I think sometimes in life, especially in entertainment, we get so caught up trying to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of cats I started with, Tyrese, you name it, Jamie. These are all people that I'm tight with. But I'm not on their level. So I could be sitting there thinking, damn, I started with Tyrese, he's so much bigger than me. I started with Jamie, he's so much bigger than me. But what I tell people is, where God is about to take Sam, it's my lane. So this is what I teach. I go around and I have a thing in the States called the Best Me I Could Be Tour, where I talk to high school, junior high, and college kids. And what I teach them is never look to another lane, never look to another side, because Tyrese is Tyrese, Sam is Sam, Leonardo DiCaprio's DiCaprio, Deany Boy is Deany Boy. You know, we all got our own lane. And if you stay in your lane, there's something special for you that nobody has. Nobody. And I learned that a lot in acting, because when I was first coming up in the acting game, I would go to auditions and I would see cats that I grew up watching. So I'd be like, oh my God, I'm auditioning against him. I used to watch him, and that would intimidate me. Then I started booking it over them. So then what that taught me was, he might have a bigger resume than you, but if you go do Sam and it's meant for you, I could be up against Denzel and I'ma book it. If that's me, if that's what it's supposed to, it don't matter who you're up against. So I think the biggest thing that we can all learn is be yourself, man. Don't try to just be you, and be the best you could be. Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy, supermodel, actor, TV host, Sam Sarpong. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. MR Sam, SARPONG. And remember, you're locked into Soul Central Magazine, the #1 magazine out there. And I got one thing to say. Yo, you can go global or you can stay local. I know what I'm about to do. We going global. One love. Peace.